you work at an international school in Sri Lanka, yes?
Yes, I do. Yes,
And
I do.
you work in special needs.
Yes.
Could you tell me what that involves, please?
Okay, so basically we are special education needs unit where we deal with kids with autism
Yeah.
and ADHD, ASD, Down syndrome,
Uh-huh.
and many of those, and slow learners also,
Yeah, yeah.
and dyslexia.
And dyslexia. Is
Yes.
there, so this is quite interesting. In Sri Lanka, what sort of difference is made? What distinction is made between things like dyslexia and things like Down syndrome and slow learners and autism? What distinction is made between these?
Actually, Martin, the thing is, in Sri Lanka,
Mhm.
this area of education, when you say special needs, it's not widely understood. We have had children with autism,
Mhm.
and parents refuse to get them enrolled into the special needs due to, major issues that they would be labeled and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
there's not much of an understanding that where people could easily say, this child is dyslexic, this child needs to be referred. When we get our students, we don't get it directly. What happens is, how we work is, we get a referral by the class teacher, and we go out to observe in the classrooms.
Ah.
And that's when we realize that, yes, this child has a condition. And then we put this child into a trial period of 3 months within our unit. And once we notice that, yes, there are symptoms that this child is showing, we go to the parents and we say that, your child needs to enroll. And then again, we cannot force the parents to enroll into special needs because, as you know, the parents are not fully aware of this situation. So most of the time, the parent would refuse and say that, no, I would still want my child in the regular classroom. So as to answer your question, no one gets, like, there's no distinction. Everyone, if a child is dyslexic, they would immediately say this child has attention issues. That's it. No one labels it in a proper way medically, or because no one is aware. Even the regular classroom teachers are not fully aware as to what's up with this child.
And what about society? If somebody is labeled dyslexic or autistic, how does society look at these people?
I like the fact that you brought up this question, Martin, because let's leave society for a bit and let's go within the educational system first.
Mm-hmm.
When a child has entered or enrolled into our special needs unit, so basically they come for English and math only. So when they have English and math in the regular classrooms, that's when they come to us. And it's a sad situation because certain teachers also, they push them back. They feel that they are not capable to grasp or do things that the normal kids would do. So when it comes to assemblies and maybe project showcasing, these kids are left behind. And when it comes to society, I have had a situation where we had this child who had autism and was at the low intelligence spectrum. So this child, unfortunately, had issues even at home because the mother wasn't aware of this child's situation, and the mother thought this child was possessed.
Right.
And started beating him up, his mood swings and all that. The mother started beating him up, and whereas we had to recommend, so that's why we have the special needs unit. So not all the schools have it, certain schools have it.
And who funds these special needs units? How do they get money? Are they paid for by the parents, or is it the education authorities?
In schools, it's within the school. So no, our school, the special needs unit is done as a charity service. So we don't charge any extra fee from the parents. They just get enrolled into it. Apart from that, I don't know any other places that are funded by the government, but I do know that we have autism centers that are funded by maybe by parents or maybe well-wishers. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I'm not very aware of how other institutions are funded.
Yeah. I'd like to go back to something you said earlier, if that's all right. And it really interested me. You said if a head teacher notices that a child has autism or Downs or dyslexia or some special need, they might keep the child out of certain school activities, including assembly, maybe certain lessons. Is that true? So,
Not
right.
not certain lessons. They would be during, if they have math and English, we
Yeah.
usually take them into our unit. So if they have, let's say, biology or something, they are in the class. But
Okay.
the thing is, the teacher doesn't understand like certain mood swings that happens with them. They take it as behavioral issues.
Yeah.
And then they are gone into disciplinarian and all those things happen.
So I'm guessing this means that they are likely to fall behind in other
Yes.
areas. Yeah.
Yes, very much.
So does this cause a social problem within wider Sri Lankan society of unemployment?
Yes. Yeah, it does. Okay, like when it comes to even, let's say, the classroom setup, these kids are not they're not very social. They don't have a lot of friends, because even the children, their peers, do not understand their situation. And when it comes to, I feel that there might be autistic adults too, but they have surpassed the system. They have
Yeah.
passed it. So
Yeah.
it's like a normal thing for them now. Like if you see a person with a terrible mood swing and an adult, you would think that, it's okay, it's done. But if a special needs person goes and looks at it, they'll be like, this person has serious problem.
Yeah. So it's almost like the high functioning, I mean, this strange phrase, high functioning, but it's almost like the high functioning autistic child is likely to be missed by the system.
Yes. And
Right.
I have had students, Martin, who have scored island wide A grades for their O levels.
Yeah.
And we have had within our unit a Down syndrome child who is even applying for university now.
Oh.
So it's like this, I feel that a child would function much better with the added support of the home front. If the parents are fully involved and back up, they have good strong support system, the child is likely to do well with right therapy and support. But if the child is left neglected even by the family and the school, and it's only us who are supporting him, I don't think we'll get that much of a good output.
Yeah. But also, I'm guessing the teachers, I speak to a lot of teachers and they all say the same thing. They say, without proper training, they've got autistic children, dyslexic children, children with ADHD, children who have just got bad behavioral problems, children from poverty-stricken backgrounds, children who are being bullied, and a lot of their lessons are not given to appropriate teaching. They're given to trying to control a terrible situation. So
yes.
Yeah, and I guess your special needs unit helps with that. It takes some of the joy.
Yes, we do. Like whenever we have these type of students, we are immediately called for. When we have issues in classrooms or anything, we are immediately summoned. We are like asked, can you come and check on this child and observe this child? And it's very interesting to note that within the system, like I don't know, I felt I personally, upon my experience, I feel that the teachers, being a teacher, no matter whether you're special needs or regular teacher, you need to understand, you need to work on it. You need to know, okay, why this child is behaving in this way. I mean, you should not restrict it to a certain, category of people doing that. I feel as a teacher, generally, you should understand, okay, there are kids who would be in situations like this. But unfortunately, they feel like that's not our problem. So let's just leave it to the special needs to deal with it.
Yeah. And there's no teacher training, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Nothing. And when you told me about trained teachers, I feel, Martin, more than training, more than teachers being in special needs under, let's say, having these pieces of paper saying that they're trained to teach these kids, I feel you should have the passion and you should have the patience and experience, because I have seen personally teachers who do not possess any special needs degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, but they do an awesome job handling the child and catering to the child's needs, whereas teachers who have these degrees turn out to be one of a kind, you know. So I feel you should have the passion and the patience with these type of children, because they have a lot to.
I was going to say it would be interesting for teacher training to actually incorporate some aspect of sociology, psychology, or I don't know. I mean, maybe they do, but to incorporate some aspect where you train a teacher to be able to have the personality to handle these situations.
Exactly. And I feel that if we stick, especially in the teaching profession, if we stick to the traditional, just being the board and the teacher and the book, that's not going to help a lot of children, because the current generation is not board, teacher and book. They're more than that.
Yeah, oh, they got streaming, they got iPhones, they got AirPods, they got all sorts. I mean, God knows what they got these days.
Exactly.
I'm sure by saying those things that I've just said, I sound like an old man. So.
We all do in front of these children when they come up with new things. Okay, they come and ask me, and I'm like, does that thing exist actually? Okay. But they have a lot of potential. You just need to tap it. That's all I feel. You know, these kids, though they have certain disabilities, certain challenges, I feel that if you have that patience and that right eye to tap that particular potential from that child, you can get the best out of that child. We have this child also. He's autistic, and we all were shocked, because I think the last semester we had a science fair, and this child is someone who is very quiet, very silent, and is very reserved. Okay, so he came up with this wonderful project, which was this hydraulic press, you know, which you can make with things that are available with pipes and stuff like that. And you won't believe, out of the panel of judges, he won first place. And when everyone asked from where is he, which grade, and we said he's special needs, they all were surprised. Special needs, and he could do such a thing. I mean,
what it shows is that when you access the talents of those kids with special needs, they're actually enormously talented. If you make them, Sri Lanka, from what you said, Sri Lanka is very much what in England we would term chalk and talk. Somebody stands at the front with a blackboard, writes it down, and everybody has to copy. And if you get people with dyslexia, for instance, in that situation, they will fail. Clearly, they're going to.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And you need that tremendous amount of understanding. And I understand, you know, we can't criticize the main regular school teachers, because they have 40 kids in a classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 40 kids. They have 40 different characters. But trust me, Martin, like for me, I just have, let's say, 6 kids coming to me. And all those 6 kids, I wear different hats at a time, because I cannot be the same with every kid. I have to, maybe one kid is maybe depressed, so I have to deal with that situation. One kid is having attention issues. Okay, sometimes all these 6 come together. Okay, and I am like wearing hats, all changing within the hour, you know.
Well, I mean, what's interesting is this sounds like it's going to be extremely exhausting for you. What structures and systems does the school have for your well-being?
I love the fact that you asked it, but unfortunately, the only way I could put it out is I would just stop what I would be doing, and I would walk out and look outside a bit and just, you know, free myself. I would just be in the library. I would read something in the library. I would talk to my friends. I mean, that's the way I could vent things out. But teaching in this unit, I have also been a regular classroom teacher for 12 years. I have been teaching, and for me, what I find interesting is now being a special needs teacher, I see that my 12 years was not as rewarding as what I'm doing now, because I feel that you struggle so much. You may not get the results that you really want,
Yeah.
but once you work really hard and you see something budding out of that child, you feel like, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. So being, I can put myself on both the sides, because I have been a regular classroom teacher and now a special needs. So I feel like if anybody asks me, would you want to go back and teach regular classroom? Yes, it's very easy. But no, I would love to stick into this and do more as much as I can. So yeah.